Hello, I'm Pedram, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to review a scary video that was recorded by a doorbell camera. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new video is out. Now, let's watch the video together. This first video was captured in the middle of the night at an apartment complex in Toledo. The doorbell footage shows a man knocking on the front door with what appears to be a firearm in his waistband. The owner of the apartment didn't recognize the man, so she questioned who it was. The unknown man simply responded with, "It's me." The homeowner further questioned his response, but instead of clarifying, he just walked away through the front door. However, this wasn't enough to get the homeowner to open the door, so the man ultimately walked off. Disturbingly, as he did so, a second man emerged from a nearby dumpster and also walked away. But this wouldn't be the end of it. The two would then walk around to the back door, where they would attempt to pick its lock. The police were called, and when they arrived, the two were gone, fortunately unsuccessful in getting the door open. It's not 100% clear what the two had planned. The almost empty-looking backpack of the first guy suggests they intended to rob the place, but it's also possible they had much worse intentions. The two of them have yet to be identified by police. The homeowner in Texas would wake up one morning to find the gate into his backyard wide open. Curious, the man would review the cameras he had around his house, and this is the sight he was met with. A man holding a knife and dressed in a clown costume, complete with the suit and mask, casually walks around the property, looking inside the house and testing all the doors. This will, of course, take place in 2016 during that sort of killer clown craze that went on for a few months. Looking back, most people that participated in that were most likely just having fun trying to scare people, but there's no denying that others took advantage of the situation, genuinely attempting some pretty horrific crimes hidden under a clown mask, with this likely being one of those cases. It's clear the person in the costume is actually trying to break into the house with a knife. Though after being unsuccessful, the clown would eventually walk off, and despite a police report, that would be the end of it. Ultimately, the homeowner would be left with nothing but this disturbing footage. This footage was captured in Colorado in the middle of the night, showing 3 mountain lions appearing from the darkness and starting to walk around a set of houses. They were even seen going as far as walking up onto the porch of one of the houses. Mountain lion sightings are known to be exceptionally rare in this specific area. Typically, they'll stay much further in the mountains where they have easier access to the deer they prey on. To see them in an area with a lot of people, especially in a neighborhood, is not at all common, at least in this area. The 3 cats would eventually walk off, but there's almost no doubt things would have gone differently had one of these homeowners left their pets outside for the night or possibly were even outside themselves. This doorbell camera footage was captured in Overland Park, Kansas, in March of 2017. Shown in the video is a nearby active house fire. The home in the neighborhood just across the street has been completely engulfed in flames. As the fire department arrives, neighbors can be seen desperately moving their parked cars away from the house. Eventually, a flinging piece of debris can be seen falling and landing on a set of bushes just in front of the camera. The bushes quickly burst into flames, and the fire starts spreading rapidly. But before it can get out of hand, a neighbor notices it and attempts to put it out. He grabs a garden hose and sprays the fire while pressing the house's doorbell. However, the owner of the house isn't home and frantically tries to communicate this through the doorbell speaker. The fire department was able to put out the house fire, and with help from the neighbors, they prevented it from spreading to nearby houses. This video was posted by Doorbell News in September of 2022. It shows a man knocking on the door at 3 a.m., pounding on the door multiple times. This guy needs some help, but it's 3 in the morning, and he should go away. He asks the homeowner to come to the door and talk to him.
Excuse me, miss. Can you come talk to me, please?
There was no reply from the homeowner, so the guy went into the street and started looking for a lift. Then he returned and began pounding on the door again. He became aggressive and started yelling, prompting the homeowner to call the police. I don't know what he was looking for, but it was bizarre behavior. Historical footage was recorded just before 4 a.m. on a night in August 2020. The video captures an unidentified man walking in front of a house and emptying a gas container over the yard and front porch. Shortly after, he disappears off screen, and a large fire erupts just in front of the camera. No one would be injured during the incident. However, unfortunately, 2 houses and a vehicle would be damaged. The homeowner claimed to have no idea who could be responsible or who would even consider doing this to them. At least from an outside perspective, the act looked completely random, with seemingly no reason behind it, making the clip all the more unsettling. On a night in September of 2021, a homeowner received a suspicious knock on his door at about 3 in the morning. Upon opening his phone and looking at his doorbell camera, he saw 2 individuals who looked like teenagers identifying themselves as CPD, or Columbus Police Department.
CPD, open up. We need to ask you a couple questions.
The video shows the man in the front clearly holding a firearm, and the homeowner would eventually access the doorbell camera speaker to further question him.
Can I help you? CPD, we need to ask you a couple questions. I'm sorry? CPD, we need to ask you a couple questions. May you please step to the front door, please? CPD. Yes, this is CPD. We would like you to step to the door, please. Can I see a badge? We would like you to step to the door, please, sir. I don't have to show you my badge, sir.
The man refused to show a badge because, well, obviously he didn't have one. The homeowner knew what was going on, so rather than stepping to the door, he called the real police department and reported 2 armed men at his front door. After a couple of minutes, the 2 would once again attempt to get the homeowner to open the door, but after that failed, they ran off before the real police could arrive.
CPD, open the door.
The 2 were most likely just looking to rob the man when he opened the door, but it's possible they had worse intentions in mind. There's just no way of knowing for sure. Both of them were never identified by police. In May of 2018, a woman left her parked car that was just outside her house unlocked overnight. Not surprisingly, someone found the unlocked car and proceeded to steal multiple items that belonged to her. A few hours later, the man responsible for the theft was caught on the woman's doorbell camera attempting to use her set of keys, which he had just stolen, to unlock her house's front door. This all took place while the homeowner was home and sleeping, but luckily, the set of keys he had stolen didn't have a house key on it, so the guy just ended up walking off. Had the set of keys contained a house key, things most likely would have ended much differently. Shown in this doorbell camera footage is an unknown man wearing an oddly disturbing mask as he walks up to the door. His motions alert the camera to start recording, and that's when you can see him grab the door handle, realize it's locked, and hesitantly knock on the door. The man would wait for only a few seconds before he pulled his sleeve over his hand and wiped off his fingerprints from the door handle before walking off. A minute later, the homeowner would come to the door and see the man across the street sitting in a car. When she yelled down to him to see what he wanted, he quickly sped off. The homeowner would later state that she had no idea who this man could have been or what he was doing there. The fact that he removed his own fingerprints from the door handle suggests that he had most likely given them to the police at some point. It's not completely unreasonable to conclude that this man had some sort of criminal record. Something else of note is that a heavy object can be seen weighing down his front pocket. It's not clear what this is, and more importantly, it's not clear who this man is. The mask would ultimately make it impossible for police to identify both the man's identity and his intentions. In July of 2021, Amanda Noik updated her Facebook with an alarming video she took from her Ring doorbell. As she settled in for sleep, someone rang her doorbell. She checked the app and saw a man with gray hair and a full-grown gray beard persistently knocking on her door and ringing the bell. Amanda didn't recognize this man, so she ignored the knocking, but the stranger didn't leave. In addition to knocking, he kept repeating that he wanted to talk to her and had questions for her.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain?
When she was home alone, Amanda called her husband to tell him what was happening and called 911. Her husband accessed the camera from his phone and saw the man. Realizing that ignoring him wasn't working, he decided to talk to him using the speaker.
How are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey,
had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about baby Phil.
Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to take her in. You have her open the door? You're racing the girl that's on the other side of the store when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife, a gun. And I just, I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
After threatening the woman in a stone-cold tone, he just leaves. He doesn't seem scared off at all. As the man calmly walks away, he continues to talk to himself down the street. Amanda was terrified, fearing that this man might move to another house and hurt someone. So, she took the creepy footage and posted it on Facebook. It was thanks to this Facebook post that the man was arrested.